Hello, everybody, and this is Terry, and I hope this isn't going to be a long edition of Orchid today, but I really have to get down to the nitty gritty. You can see by the drain that we just had a little storm, little rainstorm. Got everything wet again, and the sun was out. So it's going to be one of those rainforest days, which I don't mind. But I have been wavering back and forth as far as the show. And it is Sunday, the 3rd of September, 3rd of October, and the show is actually this Friday. So how many days is that? So what I think I need to do is start editing. I mean, I really have to start editing. So, things have drastically changed since the last time. So in the process of editing and pulling plants and deciding what I am going to do with them, yay or nay. The cleanup all involved, considering heights, color, and all those fun things. So that's what is on slate for today. So I am sorry if it turns out to be a longish video, but it's got to be done. So right now, I would definitely say that as long as this continues to stay like it's almost fresh, being that it's, like I said, it's only Sunday. The show setup is Friday. So I have a week to consider from today until next Sunday when I will be breaking the display down. So really, in this case, bigger does not always mean better. And the fragrances, I mean, it's just a mix of everything. So we know for sure that these, yes, I would say yes. Right now, looking at the Miyaka stars, besides a little bit of cleanup like that, and I'll address the pox later because, as we all know, there are standards. But at this point in time, I would say that's probably a yes. And due to the fact also that there is some level involved there, and that it is white. The more white, the better. Okay, so should this be a consideration? I think it should, but chances are, as you all can imagine, that come a week from now, this will be looking quite shoddy. I mean, you can see that it is already kind of a little reflexed back. But, I mean, it does have to be considered. And maybe, in fact, now that I look at it more, the way that it sits in the basket, and it is only a single flower. But you see how it creates, it covers, or it could possibly hold its own in an area of a display. You can see that right there. And if I were to tuck this in there, it would be even more so. Like this. You remove the miyaka and you tuck this in like there. Maybe turn this around a little bit so the flowers, maybe if they sit up, they will point more towards the camera. And maybe, I don't believe in staking, and put the Miyaka stars back tucked in here. And you can see how a display gets developed. And then you just start adding and subtracting. And so now I am looking at this Phoenicia. This is the dark one. And whoa, without making too much fuss, if I just set that off to the side, imagine that, like that. And then you can adjust that over like that. That's how displays are put together. And there again, I am just fooling around, and the editing really hasn't begun yet. I am just seeing what is available and what could possibly look good together in 4 or 5 days. So now we come to this, which is really looking much, much more tall and upright. This Tourette style Vanda that I just got. And obviously that would be tucked up in the back somewhere. Not that far away in appearance, but still in the background there. Still a candidate. Most likely will be in the display. Now, let's go look around for other possibilities while we are doing this. Now, we're gonna think about this, but in the meanwhile, let's take a look over here and the way I think, look at this bud, how it looks like it is going to crack open. You see that on the side there? So we can actually, put this as a possibility in the background there. All right. Now what else do we have? I know something that we have, and it's right behind this corner over here. And it is this BC Kosh Wallace. And right now, it is looking a little bit one note. To be honest, we need some coloration in here. But you can get the drift. We really are just layering the orchids so that they create a flow. And so let's keep looking. And now I know I've got this right here, which definitely adds color and interest. And this is something that, because it is so small, it may be best up high, like such. But for now, let's just tuck it in there. And you can see that it is starting to take place a little bit more. And again, I have, let me take this plant off. But here we have Hoku Gem Freckles. And again, this can be unstaked, and it can be, it's like playing chess. You are looking for composition, and that might need a little staking up just for display purposes. Oops, and I forget I'm on the slope of the hot tub. So let me take that stand off, the hanger, before I hurt myself. Okay, so yeah, that will need to be staked. So there we go. And I would say that's still really nice. And when you look at this and all of these others, you can kind of figure out how that is a little out of place. It's a little dull in comparison, but it may actually work. And the other thing is we have got to either lift some of this up, or we need to find some intermediate height plants or higher, so that this will be part of the whole display, because right now there's blank space. So let's just keep looking. And here we come to the placata, and it is hanging here. And again, this would be very useful to either suspend somehow, either to the back of this display, or hang it somehow so that the wiry spikes are part of the display. And right now I just can't find a proper place for it, minus hanging it up and then just trying to figure this out. But there's just so much chaos already. I don't want to hurt any spikes and just by being careless, and I just did what I said I wasn't going to do just because I'm hard-headed, even with myself. And luckily I didn't hurt any spikes or anything, because now as it looks, if I can find where my placata went, here's this spike that somehow would be nice to get worked into the overall display. And there's, but I don't know, maybe that can be edited out. I thought there was another spike with flowers, but all I'm seeing now is the two. Oh, here's another one back here, so change my mind about that. And I need to watch out for these flowers right here. See, that's another thing. You can't damage flowers in the process of putting more flowers in view. So I'm going to have to work this somehow so that it's better centered, like this one is. And again, this is I'm just working at it and just trying to see what all looks good. I mean, that looks nice. It really does. I mean, it looks more diverse. Okay, let's keep on going, because you never know. You never know. Okay, looking up and around. Now, today I did find this right here, but that's questionable. This is actually buds, and that is Copper Queen. So I am leaving it here for now because it could possibly develop into the color. I don't want to move it because that might disturb it. You know what I'm saying. So, but let's keep moving. Now, for right now, I would cut this spike off and hope that this spike came. So we're going to leave that up to develop naturally, as I said, like with the other. And in addition, I've got this cucullata right here that is a part of the display and probably will be, but because it is on a mount, I'm just going to let it rest there and stay, and then come time to put the display together, I will be better able to see where it lies and where I can, put it. So let me remove this, and then let's, I am going to put this Acreopsis in here. So let me take this and this Orchis off of that. And this is definitely going to be ready by Friday, as you can see there are the 5 spikes. You know, definitely will fill in that pot or just cover it up. Probably fill it in. I'm gonna hang this here for now and take a look at some other stuff. But this will be a little white dainty flower if you have not seen. So that will also add a diverse little color palette to it. Now this is my Eichlerianum, Angraecum Eichlerianum, and I may actually have a flower come Friday, but we will see. There are numerous spikes on this plant. But the other thing that I really wanted to look at, that's right here, and I'm not sure if it's show worthy or not, but we're going to look at it anyway. And this is just the things that are inside. Yeah, there's just those 2 flowers that are in bud right there. Really nothing else that is speakable of. Yeah, nothing happening in here with my biflora. Growths are developing nicely. So, okay, let's go back to my Acreopsis. I had really hoped for this, but as you can see, it did not spike. Okay, let's get the Acreopsis. And, I'm going to look at something else before I, look at something else. So, again, here is the Mingaruda in bud. I will evaluate that come Friday. Hopefully that would be a nice little dainty flower to add a little bit of weirdness. And here is my, here's my Dendrobium Kaneko. I really have not yet decided if I'm going to put that in the display. We will see. It is quite possible that will make it. I will decide later on how those buds develop and how long they stay really nice. So, yeah, that is Dendrobium Kaneko. Sorry, it's blurry. But my hands are full. So yeah, that Mingaruda, I am not sure, but it is a dark flower, so looks like we will see. We will check back. That's all I have to say about that. And I think that's pretty much it for the flowers outside that are at least visible in my eye as far as potential for a display. There's a lot of things that are developing, but at this point, other than what I have shown you, I'm really, and there's that spike on that flagellaris. There's a bud on a flagellaris there. So, keep your eye on some of those things, and then we will add them on. So, but overall, I think that I will have a very full, at least, variety of choices. Also, that is a choice right there. That is potentially going to open by Friday. That is my Gyrac Kiku. So, when you put my Acreopsis, let me move this back. So when you put my Acreopsis in there delicately, and that's going to be fantastic, because that will add nice little punch. Flowers are only that big. Will go well if that stays nice, and I have a few other Brassavolas that are available, like for instance Gyrac Kiku would go perfect, If that bud opened, go perfect right there. That adds another punch of white with purple. That would be very much welcomed. Now, there's something else that I want to show you. I don't know what it is, and it's kind of related, but it won't be available in time for the show, whatever. But this is that phantom plant that bloomed so lovely for me. The what is that? Why is my mind blowing a blank now? But it's Kauai Red Drop, and it bloomed really nicely. But what I noticed today when I was looking was this. Now help me out. Is that a new forming spike, or is that old? New developing, more or less. What do you think? Is that new or is that spent? Suppose it could be spent. And Nanum actually, I forgot about this, but in a few days, who knows what shape it will be in. Let me hang these other up here. Who knows? But I put it in shade just because, maybe. But would not that be nice? Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be really nice if somehow I could fit that in like that? That would be superb. That would be a nice freaking display. And I haven't even gone inside. And if I even go like that with the Venosa, I mean, look at that. So far, and I have not even addressed Hibiki. That needs lots of cleanup. But still, I mean, honestly, it could have its place once cleaned up. With the lower level of the pink, if I set that pot right in there and moved this one, which actually is this flower, out, or maybe move it that way so that it's coming from this direction, I could actually do that right now. Sorry to make this video so long, but there is a lesson, and I don't want to move that too bad. Sometimes I think I'm dyslexic. Okay, so let's move this in here and forget the fact that it is really in need of touch-up. We all know that. And I'm trying to wedge it in without causing any injury. Okay, so I mean, you see, and then this could actually, that flower that is hidden back here could actually be brought forward somehow, really. And then that flower will be on this side, over here. Like such. And see, maybe these encyclias might need some training or because you don't want them to interfere with the flowers. So, and then this yellow can go like right in here. Right? Maybe have it facing that way. Okay, so you see that it is starting to take shape. And I know that these Acreopsis, when they start to open their flowers, they will start to get pendant like this. But minus these tattered canes, you can see how the color, and then I could actually lift that up, set it on top of like something like that upside down, set this, and then you would be able to see that white flower. And then down below here, sticking out daintily, is, there we go. Now, isn't that just special? Really. But still, there is a level in here that has to be addressed. And again, like I said, folks, I haven't even, I have this, my, Gyrac Hiku, and I'm sure there may be other things that are developing that I'm just not really seeing right now, but there are also plants in my greenhouse that I haven't yet addressed. That is going to be another part of this video that I will get to, maybe not today, but probably tomorrow. But one last look, because this probably will not be here tomorrow. This is just like a test run, just to see show you how it's done. And still there's a lot of editing yet to be done, and really design, to be honest, because you have to work the colors in so that there's some sort of uniformity and a composition. So I'm really liking how it looks. I really, really am. Do you want to feature that a little bit better? Yes, and that will be all white little dot flowers in this area where those acreopsis are. So, I would say that everything that is in there so far, and also there's going to be those buds, I would say it's wonderful. My Phalaenopsis, again, they're going to be mixed in here somewhere. Yeah, that was fun. So, thank you all, folks, for watching. Hopefully this taught you a little bit about just making displays and putting a composition together that is pleasing to the eye and has a composition to it. So, anywho, thanks for watching, folks. And these flowers really have to stand up to make this display work for this side. But anyway, thanks for watching again, and enjoy your orchids. Bye.